Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another new project for 2025. And this one is, I think it's going to be a bit of a challenge for me, but you know, let's try it. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and build the Special Air Service Jeep, but I'm going to try and do two of them. Oh, get it up the right way, Liam. So I've done this twice already, but anyway, so try and do two. And then obviously then the third one's going to be the Pink Panther. So I'm going to try and do these three Jeeps in one go. I think it's going to be challenging, but we'll have a go. All right, let's get over to the desk. Hey guys, so we're at the desk here for the progress on the SAS Jeeps. Um, and just let me start off by I was trying to find the pink, the desert pink that they show here. Now I know this is probably not a um a true color representation, but I was down at the hobby shop there yesterday and I picked up this pink from Humbrol. It's 57. Now I know the pictures aren't going to be the same, but that's quite close to that. So I maybe do a wee bit of mixing white and dark, whatever, to try and get the color I'm after. Although in the instructions it tells you to use matte white 10 parts to matte red 1 and buff 2. So I might experiment with that and see how that comes up. So just an upgrade, sorry, an update on the progress. So basically what I've done, I've put together all the main bits per se. So obviously this is the Pink Panther, the color giving it away. So the back end of it, put most of that on. I think there's a few more wee bits to go on that, which I can do. This is the front bit. Um, Everything. I think I have to leave the steering wheel off because to get the driver in, and then obviously the main chassis. Or one of our gas canisters come off, so I need to pop that on. So that's that. Just a query for you guys. Maybe somebody could help me. And the instructions it shows you to put this gun cover, if you like, on each side of the Land Rover. Now it doesn't show you in the instructions, but I think there must be a couple of holes to be drilled there. I was actually going to fix it like that. If you can see that, so on the edge of the bonnet, if you can see that. But I don't know. I'm assuming that just sits flush on that, but there's no holes per se showing you the location of it. The back end, yeah, I think there's a few more bits and pieces to go on that, and that's ready for priming. I've done the wheels as well, um, for all the vehicles. So I just separate them front and back. So obviously these are Pink Panther ones. They're obviously just slightly bigger, and it's a bigger motor. It's a bigger vehicle. So for example, here's one of the wee Jeeps. The SAS Jeep. It's nearly half a size that as there with the Pink Panther. I'm just getting together the main bits, and what I'm going to do then is I'm going to oh, we're losing me bits everywhere here. I'm going to give them a prime, maybe a black Vallejo, um, prime them all up, and then I might just do a dash of olive drab over them, and then play about with this sand pink. Might do a sample to see what this comes out like, spreads out. But yeah, and so all the wheels are all ready for priming as well. So I've separated them into, gosh, that used to be so it should be spurs. So there's two spurs for the Jeeps and one for the Pink Panther. Yeah, that's them there, I think. And then the front Jeeps. So good progress. So let me crack on and I'll get back to you when I get it all primed up. Cheers. Hey guys, so just at the desk here, just give you a progress update. So I've just primed the Pink Panther, the bigger Jeep. So nice black. What did I use? I used this Vallejo black. quite nice. So I'll let that dry for maybe tomorrow. Oh, oh, I just stabbed myself. So here's the smaller Jeeps now. I'll get over the sizes. So that's they're all done. Uh, they've been sitting for about 24 hours. I'm just going to give them a coat of XF59, which is desert yellow, and see how that comes up. So I have a wee mixture mixed up here, and I'll give it a blow with the airbrush. I also tried out the mixture. If you remember the earlier one there, the mixture, the sand pink that Tamiya suggests. Uh, 10 portions of matte white, two of buff, and one of matte red. So what I done, I just palm painted this onto my wee paint mule, and hopefully you can pick that up. Um, and I think that's turned out okay. Um, so I don't know whether to put that on or not. This is the pink. This is this Humbrol 57, which is called matte pink. And that was that. And I put that through the airbrush with no thinners or anything, but maybe the air pressure was too much. That's what I think, because it was very runny. It's the best way I could describe it. Um, but I'll have a wee think. I'm definitely going to do the two Jeeps in this buff as a base and see how that turns out. And then I'll have a think about whether to do the bigger Jeep in the pink, or maybe just do that buff as well. But anyway, I'll get back to you guys. Cheers. So guys, I put a bit of paint down on the wee Jeeps, the wee SAS Jeeps, the smaller ones. So I used that desert yellow XF57, and it had a black primer underneath it, if you remember. So I'm pretty pleased the way that come out. They're not identical, which is good. There's a bit of variation in it, and the black seems to be coming through, which I'm really pleased with. So happy with that. And I've just put the sand pink on the larger vehicle, uh, and um, I'm really pleased the way that's come out. I made a bigger proportion of the sand pink, the white, the red, and the buff that Tommy suggests. Oh, there's a wee corner bit there. I could maybe tidy up, but I'm quite happy the way that's turned out. Because it's the black has come through, and it's not in your face. It's quite subtle. If that makes sense. So yeah, really pleased with that. Really pleased the way that's come out. Um, so that's basically part one, guys. So stick around for part two, when I'll put more stuff on it, get the wheels done, put all the equipment in, all the stowage, etc., on the Jeeps, and then do the different orientations. I think you've got some choices about where guns are and where guns aren't, if you want. But until the next time, until part two, then. Thanks for watching. Take care. See you soon. Bye. Welcome back to this part two on the Tamiya 135th scale SAS Jeeps. So I'll meet you at the desk. Right, guys. So here we are. Let's start off with the Land Rover Pink Panther. Taking wee bits out. So if you remember from part one, I basically got the base paint down, and I was pretty happy the way that turned out, as you can see. Obviously, I'm just starting now to put all the bits and pieces in. I've done a bit of hand painting with the ammunition there, the radio, the seats. So just building that up. I eventually got these side gun covers on. There was no location for them, so I just guessed it really. Put on that tarp there, and then I'm starting to put the guns together and whatnot. So that's that. So onto the Jeep, one of the wee Jeeps. So um, pushing on with this rightly now. I've put some of the jerry cans on the top. Hopefully you can see that. You can pick that up. Put that machine gun on and that tilts. Then there's another. So there's a twin Vickers, and here's it here. I'm trying to put that together and this morning, quite fiddly. So we're going to put that on that and have that orientation. Um, so there's quite a lot of equipment and storage for each vehicle. So I might just mix it all up and put some in the Pink Panther because it's a bit sparse. And the instructions on the SAS Jeep, they give you maybe a couple of orientations. So so here's the instructions. So if we take this top one for example, so it's got the Vickers on the back. I don't see a stand for that. And then the big Browning M2 on the front, and then another Vickers at the side. So that's one orientation. Um, and then we've got this orientation here, which is probably the other side of that. But I think I'm going to go for this one here. Hopefully you can see that. So basically the double Vickers on the front and the double Vic and the single Vickers behind it, and then we'll put some storage in it. Pop out that. So the other one then, again, yeah, I just mentioned that I've done a bit of chipping. Because I'm a numpty, I forgot. I wanted to put down the black, and then I want to put it down the olive green because, as all you know, these were American Jeeps, and then the British covered them in their desert colors. So what I was hoping to do was do them in the olive green, and then put some chipping on, put my base coat on, and hairspray and activate it that way. But what I ended up doing was just getting a bit of sponge and chipping around the places where we get scraped, and actually this condenser at the front here, that was a flipping pain in the to fix, but I think I could do a bit of chipping. But I'm actually quite pleased the way that turned out. And just to change subject, I might go back to the Pink Panther here and do a bit of chipping too. I don't know what the base color would be, but I'll maybe just go like a grey or something like that. And just finish that off. So, like I said, there's plenty of storage. So I'm going to try and do this a different configuration to this one. So I might have the big M3 here, and then something in the back, and we'll take it from there. So there you are, guys. So just a quick update. I just before I go, then I'm going to do the wheels here now. Um, and I've got some of the original pink for the Pink Panther. So um, this is XF, so XF 85 black. Is it NATO black? I think they call it, don't they? Let me see. What do I have it? Yeah, NATO black. So what I'll do is this is the pink I used on the Land Rover, the Pink Panther. So I'll use that for the tires as well, and just lightly brush that so the black comes through and sort of try and match up. So that's the plan. Okay, guys, let me crack on with this and then I'll get back to you. Thanks. Hi guys, so back at the desk now, and I'm going to paint the Pink Panther wheel hubs. So I've got that. I just use this circle template. People would use it in drawing offices, etc. And I find this is you can see I'm just trying to match up the holes to the hub on the wheel. I think it was number 11 or number 12. So I've got my mixture in the brush here, and I just give it a slight blow. And I want to try and get that black to still come through just like the vehicle. And it's turned out pretty well. Now it's a wee bit awkward. I don't know whether there is actually templates for wheels for specifically for models or not. Maybe one of you guys can point me in the right direction. But this is what I've been using, as you can see by the the color of that template. It used to be orange, but it's a variety of different colors now. So yeah, so just working through the Pink Panther now. So I done the spur there that sits on the front, And as you can see, the labels are, I've got R and F, so I know which is front and which is the rear. So just carrying out the same exercise here now then, so finding the right hole that sort of matches the interior of the hub, and then a slight blow with the airbrush, uh, and and that turned out okay. I was happy enough with that. And then just flick it over, and then press it against the template again, roughly line it up, and do the interior of it. I don't know whether you're going to see these or not, but I might as well, while I was here, just be thorough. So yeah, that's turned out okay. So it has. Yeah, just getting another one off my wee plastic sticks that I hold them in. And these are the front, I think I'm doing now. So again, just doing the same exercise again, lining it up, pressing it against pressing my hand against the wheel to hold it in place against the template, and yeah, quick line up, get the brush, and give it a wee blow, and that's all good. So, and that turned out quite well. And then just set them to the side, and let them dry. Now what I'll do is, when they're all done, when all the wheels of the Jeeps are done, I'll then turn to weathering them. I'll weather them while they're off the vehicles. I think that's going to be the best bet. And that might be further down the line. But yeah, a nice wee exercise. I don't know what you guys use to do this type of thing. Love to hear. As I said earlier, if there's a template that for plastic modelers for wheels, I'd love to hear that, and tell me where I could maybe get a hold of one. But in the meantime, I just use this geometry. I think it's called template for circles. So that's that. There you are. Okay. Okay, guys. So the previous clip there, I done the wheels for the Pink Panther. I'm now doing the wheels for the Jeeps. So this is just dark yellow. It's a 50-50 mix, beg your pardon, with the Tamiya thinner. Again, using the wee plastic template, geometry template, to find a suitable circle, to mask off the wheel itself, and then just to spray the hub, if you like, the interior part. So again, line it up, press it against the turbo. Just give it a slight brush, but a slight blow, because I want that effect again, as I said with the other ones, with the black coming through, just to give it that worn look. And I think it's quite good. Gives it a quite nice, natural, realistic effect. I think is what we're trying to get here at the end of the day. Excuse me. So I'll just show you the four. I think that's the rear ones I'm doing for the Jeeps. So I'll just show you these here. Repeat process, line it up, hold it tight against the template, and then blow some paint on it, and then let it dry. As you know, the Tamiya dries really quickly. So after a couple of minutes, that's all dried up, and it's good to go. A bit boring and maybe not the most exciting thing, but you're using an airbrush, so that's always a plus, isn't it? To get some paint down. So I'm just setting them aside there to dry off. And so this is number 3. Same again. really, really quite straightforward stuff. Just be careful that you've lined it up correctly. And I've done a few where I've got a bit of paint onto the tire itself, but you can touch that up later on with a wee bit of with a very thin brush, and you can just touch that up later on. So this is the last one, and yeah, I'll do the same process for the rest of them, and that'll be that. So you are, guys. Nice wee processes of painting the hubs on a wheel, like I said, if anybody knows where to get a template, please. Guys, so back at the desk, a bit more progress on the wee Jeeps and that. So I'll just start off here with the Pink Panther. It's coming along well. I have to put that gun on the back end, put the spec thing on. I don't know what it is. It's probably an open air boot, but the wee the wee cables that come out here, one of them snapped when I was cleaning it up. But anyway, I'll try and fix that. The other two, just putting bits and pieces on. Coming along well, I think. Um, but yeah, and there's the wheels. I've done the wheels. Well, what I've done with the wheels, I just explained that to you guys. So for both the Pink Panther and the Jeeps, so I just use this paneling black from Tamiya. And what I just did, I just popped it into the recesses there and capillary action done the rest. And I think you'll agree that that turned out quite well. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and do a bit of weathering on them. So what I'm supposed to do is I'm going to use this light dust by AK. Sorry, dust and dirt deposits, light dust deposit by AK. And then so I'm going to put that around the treads, and then I'm going to flick a bit of let's see, where is it? Oh, yes, it's here. It's MIG pigment, rubble pigment. So I'm just going to flick a bit of that onto it, and it should adhere to it. So here we go. So just go around the tread. Hopefully you can see that, guys. Just go around the tread with the deposits. Maybe I could put this on something to hold it better. Stand by. Right, work with that. So I just pop that. And that's more like it. That's better ideally. So yeah, so just covering the whole tread, back and front with this material. Get a nice coat all around. And what that'll do, as it dries, it'll lighten down. It won't get darker. It'll lighten. And the point then is that it'll just give it that sound look, if I for more the better. So I'm gonna run out of hands here. So stand by, bear with me, guys. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my favorite holding tool. So these are magnetic. These wee crocodile grips. So I think I love them. They're great. So what I'll do is I'll hold that on that. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing here now. Uh, yeah. And then what I do is I'll put some of the rubble on the brush and just flick some of it on like that. Hopefully you can see that. So yeah, that's fine. I'm happy with that. So I'll just put that to one side. Just put that to one side and let that dry off. Let's try the I won't go through them all with these guys, but let me just try the Pink Panther wheel. It's a bigger wheel. So again, I'll just pop that in there. Get my crocodile tool. As you can see, I'm just splatting it on basically. Satisfying, isn't it? Doing this. So just all around the tread at the back as well. That should give me enough to. So what that's going to do then? That's going to hold our pigment on for us. Well, that's what I hope it does anyway. So let's get an RV brush load. It's just a wee mixer. Or somewhere. Oh, it's a bit much that one. So you can see what I'm doing there. Just trying to get some of the dust effects on the wheels. And you want it quite random, so you don't want it. So that's that one. Good. Maybe a wee bit on the inside of this one as well. Then just yeah, good. So happy with that. Yeah, alright, guys. So that's what I'm doing here at the minute. Just want to share this with you. I seen this on AK's site, and I was gonna do a camo net, but I don't think this is what they would have had during World War II in the desert. For some reason, Field Take Two. I think this is a more modern thing, so I think I'm gonna leave that for another time. Anyway, I thought I'd share that with you anyway. Okay, guys. So let me get on, and hopefully next time I'll get all these wheels back, all these wheels done, and then I'll get back to you. Cheers. Hey guys, so back I done all those wheels. Didn't take too long, but I think it's turned out okay. Let me give you a sample look at it. So that's the Pink Panther. That's the Pink Panther one. Hopefully you can see that. And then these will be the wee SAS Jeeps, the smaller ones, the wee small Jeeps. So yeah, happy the way that's turned out for there. Um, and then I done it on the back of these as well, give them a bit of a dusting. Um, so that'll be good. So what I intend to do then is do the same thing, but within the wheel arches of the Jeeps, just flash some of that stuff and maybe along the edges. Because what I intend to do now, whether I get around it or not, is another thing. But what I intend to do, I want to put it on a sort of a wee bit of a desert base. I wouldn't call it a diorama per se, but maybe like a vignette type of thing. So the three vehicles. Um, hopefully, yeah, something that size, maybe even smaller. Should you get three of them posed, pose something like this or something? I don't know. I'll have to think about it. But that would be the intention anyway, or the plan. So um, so there you are, guys. Let me just crack on with this, and I'll show you how I got on with that as well. Then, all right. So, guys, I had a go at that. Um, as you can see, let me see if I put a bit more light on that for you. I don't know whether that's helping you or not, but so I've spread some of that light dust deposit up in the wheel arches there, and then flicked a bit of the pigment on. So that's come off. That's come off quite nice. So I'll just let that dry. I've done the rest of them there. I'll let that dry, and then we can pop the wheels on, and we're getting there. So basically that's it. That's part two, guys. So stick around for part three when I pull everything together, and hopefully I get my wee desert base on. So thanks for watching, and see you soon. Cheers. Back to this part three in the series of the SAS Jeeps, beg your pardon, and the Pink Panther. Now, this episode, I'm trying to do a desert base. Wish me luck. So, without any further ado, let's jump down to the desk. Hey guys, we're at the desk. So, what I'm going to try and do is do a base for the SAA Jeeps. I can don't crush everything. So I'm just going to use this wee cheap um picture frame. Gosh, I can't remember where I got it from. I think it was like £2 or something. Now it's a bit deep, but hopefully I can get around that. So I'm just gonna take it apart now. Um, so that pops out. That's the glass. Keep that for something. So that's the base. This bit here doesn't come out, so not sure. I have to take out this bit here. A screwdriver. Let's see if I can. That's not budging. I'm gonna have to get a smaller screwdriver. What the plan is to do then would be to pop this back in again and then close it up. I've done a bit of rough measurements already, so close that up again. So that'll be our base. Well, what I want to do first is I'll paint that black, that frame black, and then I'm gonna put in, the phone you'd get in some packaging. I'm gonna put that in, and then I'm using some other foam. Hopefully you can see that. So that's about, I think that's about 4 or 5 mil thick, and I'll put that on from a base, and as you can see, that's quite
So
close
guys,
there.
back at the desk now, and
And
I'm gonna
then
add
we
some
can
paint
start
to the
putting on
frame of this for my
texture
wee
for our
diorama.
background.
Now,
This is just going
in
to be like a
retrospect,
wee
I should have
desert scene,
primed this, but because
and
I'm a
then hopefully
numpty,
I can
I forgot.
get the three
I'm
vehicles
just
on,
putting
and we should be
XF
ready
Tamiya
to go together.
XF1 straight onto this.
So here we are, guys. Let me
So
crack on
just
and see you
starting
in a
off
bit.
by doing those wee edges, nice and light. And as it turns out, as I get further down this here, the coverage isn't great, and that's probably because I hadn't primed it. But anyway, I just wanted to show you what the sort of process I was going through anyway. So doing these underside edges with the paint, keeping the airbrush going through, and I think I've run out of paint here. And then I need to fill up the cup. I need to fill up the cup a couple of times actually. So the mix was like a 50-50 ratio. So you can see the thinner there in the top right hand corner. Just roughly measured it out 50-50, and then just spread that. So yeah, happy enough the way it turned out. And so what I'll do, which you'll see later, is what I'll do is I'll tape up the edges, edges that I'm going to be working with the filler to make my sort of terrain, if you like. So I protect these edges, and then that'll work quite well, hopefully. So here we are, going for another fill on the black. I should have primed this first, but hey ho, you learn. Every day is a school day. But anyway, so we'll keep on with this here, and there you go. It's going down. As you see, it's quite the wood. It needs a couple of passes with the airbrush just to take away the grain coming through, if you like, a paint colour coming through. But all in all, happy enough with the way it turned out. And yeah, I'll stop waffling now, and I'll let you guys just watch what I'm doing.
Hi guys. So I've put down base of my diorama or my scene, if you like, uh, onto the or into my picture frame. As I said, it was quite deep, so there's a bit of packing underneath this, and then glued that down with this stuff. Just standard PVA wood glue. Seems to have done the trick. And then what I'll do is, well, this is what I'm going to use as my terrain, if you like. So I just set that on top of that, set that on top of that, just to give it a bit of weight, and let it sit for an hour or so. And then got taped up a size to protect the black, which I should have primed before, but anyway, maybe need another coat. So yeah, so I'm gonna just let that sit for another hour or so, and then I'll put on some of that filler. So I'll see you in a bit. Cheers. Okay, so I'm gonna try and spread some of this filler. I'm sure there's other products out on the market there to use, but sort of using this, and I've got a variety of tools. These sort of sculpting tools, pretty cheap, a couple of quid. They're not very quality, but they'll do. So I'm just gonna spread it spread it over the base. Let's just get a big dollop of it and spread it over. Don't want to make it I don't want to make it too thick. Um, but I think this is the way forward. So just cover the whole of that white plastic base. I'm just thinking what I should have done was maybe sort of penciled in where I'm going to put everything on the base. Won't they? Anyway, we'll crack on here. Anyway, as I say, just spreading it over, just so it'll cover everything, and then we could start maybe sculpting to give a bit of contour to our base. You don't want it completely flat, right? You want some features in it. Um, this is I have to confess, this is the first time I'm doing anything like this. I don't even think I've done anything like this at school, long ago. But anyway, we'll crack on. Anyway, so just spreading it over, nice thin, nice thin base. That's nearly there, getting there. Yeah, happy enough with that at the minute. So maybe one more scoop out of the main body. And we don't want it to be perfect, right? Because this is going to be out in the wilderness in the desert. So it's, there's no straight lines in nature, right? Um, so as you can see, I'm just trying to cover the whole bit in the corner there. Actually, there's a bit of a dip there, actually, but I might use it to our advantage. So I think you get the idea anyway, right? We'll use this one as well. There you go. That's okay, isn't it? That's grand. Okay. So as I said, I should have planned where we're going to put things, but you know, thing would be, that maybe the Pink Panther there and the two or Land Rovers or the two Jeeps here, or mix it up. But we're not stuck with a certain plan. Um, so what I was going to do now was I'm not too sure how long you need to make this keep this to dry. I'm assuming like 24 hours. So what I want to do now is I want to just get another big lump and I want to just plop it in the middle and just sort of make a bit of I don't know, a rock or a bump out of it. Just a bit of form. As I say, I'm no artist. I don't claim to be an artist, but anyway, we'll see how that turns out. And then maybe put another one here. I mean, if you guys got any tips there, got a bit, I'd love to hear them, how you do this. But this is just me. It's a bit of an experiment as well because, as I said, I've never done anything like this before. And yeah, do you know what? I'm pretty happy with that. Now, hopefully that'll dry like that. In other words, it won't sag. Um, but yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good enough. So it is. Now, what I think I might do is I might, if I get another one, I might just put, I might just do a track here like that. And another one like that. It's probably too wider, much wider than the vehicles. Oh, that's not too bad. So, so there you are, guys. That's that's my effort. Now, as I said, I'm gonna let that dry, and then I'm gonna frame it all up, and we'll take it from there. So, I'll keep you updated. Cheers. Right, welcome back to the desk. And so, as you see, I've the plaster hardened or the filler hardened, um, and I put some primer on, just that black Vallejo surface primer, um, and that's turned out okay. Obviously the traction on it, maybe I should have maybe done it with a wheel or something. That made a bit give a better effect. Anyway, it is what it is. So what the plan is now is I've got a variety of different desert colors here. Hopefully you can see all them. So sort of going from dark uh, and another darkish and then down to light. So plan is not that one. Let's see, what was it? 59, wasn't it? Right, so first I'm going to spray this 59 XF59, the desert yellow, because I think that's one of the darker ones. I've got that XF52, the flat earth, but I don't know whether to use that or not. Um, so yeah, so without further ado, I've got it in the brush. I've done a wee test. So this is the darker version. So what I'm trying to do is use the dark to light, and we'll start off with this first. So I'm just spraying a nice light color. Now we want this in the shadows basically. So as you see, came very nicely. Not too hard, not flooding it. Nice. Use use the different thinners here now. I've used this rocket thinner. Should have a stench of that, but I've got the window open here. I should be wearing a mask, but my health and safety officer was missing this morning. So I think you see what I'm trying to do here. I don't want to flood it too much. I want some of that black to come through. Refill. I think we've got enough to finish this off. And the mixture is just 50-50, basically. Um, yeah, might need to mix some more of that. Bear with me. Right, so we've got another refill. So yeah, happy the way that's coming down. Oh, these edges. Very good. Very nice. There you are, guys. That's the first coat down. So, look, this is a bit of trial and error for me, So, uh, so that's at 50, that's at XF 59, right? So that's a desert yellow. And then I'll probably go with this one next, which is dark yellow, XF 60. And I'll just see what I come up with. And then, what the plan is, maybe put these in this, these big grey rocks by, AK. Put a few of these down, sprinkle them down, and paint them as well. And then put this fine sort of gravel stuff so we can sprint that about. I got that old team kind of bag or something. Can't remember to be honest. So beyond that. But anyway, I'll let that dry for 20 minutes, half an hour type of thing, and then put on an hour coat. Cheers. Okay, guys. So back back at the desk here, and the our original um dark yellow, if you like. So, gosh, which one was it now? So I got mixed up here. Ah, so the 59. I think we put on the 59 first. I think so. I hope so. I mixed that all up. And now we're gonna put on this dark yellow XF60. As you see, that's quite dark. Um, which I quite like because we've got some shadow around these wee sort of rocks, if you call, and then in the tracks as well. So just popped on the compressor there, and then go with this XF60 dark yellow and see how this comes. So I'll just spray 'em nice and light. I won't do those rocks because I want a bit of shadow in them. Yeah, I'll push one of some. Yeah, bear with me, guys. Okay, so back on the job now with some just avoiding those darker bits. Yeah, so that's quite nice now. That's coming along nicely. I mean, if I get too late, what I was thinking was maybe putting some Sector 52 flat earth if I need to, but um, I'll let that dry now and then maybe put on like a later coat. Maybe do this XL 57 then, but to give it some, just to give it some variance. Anyway, thanks, guys. Hey, guys. Um, yeah, so um, I put on that, I think it was the 60, wasn't it? Dark yellow. So what I want to do then, I'm going to lighten it down a bit. I think it's too dark, so I'm going to use this buff XF57. But before I do that, I've um I've mixed up some of this PVA adhesive washable glue. Put some water in it and give it a wee bit of a mix. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to strategically glue um some of these rocks. I think I showed you them earlier. So a couple of these rocks. Hopefully you can see them. They're perfect, I think. So in different areas. And then also what I'm going to do, I'm going to use this very thin gravel and just pinch that over as well. And then once that dries up, then I'll spray it with this, and then maybe do a bit of hand painting to get a bit of color variation. So I'm just gonna spread the glue about just like that, and then hopefully this will work for me. Get some stones and just randomly, not too bad. And to just see if I can open this bloody bag, and then gosh. Oh, yeah, I can. We're gonna get some of this sort of plain gravel and then just sprinkle that like that. And once I paint that, I think that'll have a nice effect. So do a wee bit more. I'll be able to line up the edge of my wee track. I think this is a really good. But I mean, guys, this is just my thinking of how to do it. I mean, if anybody has other suggestions, I'd love to hear them. Um, let me put it around here. So, trying to make it very random. Um, I this is so yeah, quite like that. So what that'll do then is it'll let that dry, and that should dry clear, so you don't see the actual glue. Um, uh, so let that dry, and then shake off the excess. And then, as I said, I'll use this XF57 because I think it's a bit dark, and then just patchy, go patchy around it if you like, just a little patch. So lighten it down a bit. I think it's too dark, as I say. And then what I can do, I can maybe do some of the stones in a darker shades, uh, just to bring up the scene. Anyway, there you are, guys. See you in a bit. Cheers. Hi guys, so back at the desk now. So I put on that bit of rubble and sort of loose stand type of things, but I think it's a bit too dark. So what I've done, I've mixed up some exit 57 this bump. Yeah, so 50-50 mix, and I'm just gonna go it go it lightly, try and catch some of those stones as well, just to tone it down a bit. I think it's just a bit too dark. I mean, any of you guys out there got any sort of tips? That'd be good. I'll run out of paint again. Maybe get an RV job. But I think you see what I'm trying to achieve here. Just trying to lighten that up a bit. I think it's just a bit dark, I think. So talk amongst yourselves there while put we'll drop more milk. Milk. We'll drop more paint in the airbrush. Bear with me. Live on camera on the here we go. So I want to try and get this sort of variance with the rock. So if you could see that. Yeah, I think that's getting there. Right. There you are, guys. What do you think? That's quite nice. I might do another coat of the buff just because it's not as dark as it was, but I think another coat. Anyway, let me get on that. Cheers. Hey guys. So basically finishing off the wee base for the SAS Jeeps. Um, I I put on that buff. Let me see which one was it? 57, wasn't it? XF 57. Let me see. Yeah, but I spread that buff over to lighten it down a wee bit. I think it's okay. love to hear your thoughts on it. And then what I'm finishing off, I've got these tufts, these dry tufts from AK. Um, Basically, there's they're sticky back. You just peel them off and pop them down. I think some guys maybe glue them on, but oops, there's two. I only want the one. I'm just putting them down like that type of thing. Just to give it a bit of texture maybe. Now what I want to do, so I think I'm nearly done. I don't know what more I can do to the base. Happy enough with it. Um, I mean, if you guys have anything more I can do, I'd love to hear it. What I'm going to do now, I'm just going to give it a light spray. I've done this before with this AK light dust deposit. You see there, it's a liquid, so I'm going to spray that in the brush and just give it a light dusting over, and maybe that'll brighten it up a bit. Well, I've got two here. I've got the light dust one, and then I've got I think that says sand yellow deposit as well. I might I might mix it up and do that. Yeah, well, we'll see. Excuse me. Anyway, so there you are, just to give you a bit of an update. So, and then obviously once we're ready, oh, we fell off that one. You know, we can put the Jeeps on and see where we're at. I must fix those wheels. Anyway, there you are, guys. So um, that's the end of the base. I hope you enjoyed the video, and look out for part four, which will be the final reveal. Until then, thanks for watching. Take care. Bye. And welcome back to this part four, the final reveal on the Tamiya 135th scale SAS Jeeps and the Pink Panther Land Rover. Now, if you remember in part three, I done the base. Well, I had an attempt at a base. So let's jump down to the desk and see how we get on. Right, guys. So here we are. This is the base, the final base. I'm not too sure what way to orientate it. Because now I'm trying to understand what's the best fit. So here's the large Land Rover, the Pink Panther. So I was thinking of maybe putting that in the tracks like that, maybe a wee bit out. Um, then we've got the Jeeps. I think that wheel's about to come off. So I'm thinking maybe something like that. Maybe this one up here like that, and then or maybe beyond that, sort of like that. Gosh, I'm not too sure. And then I'll scatter these bits and pieces about, for example, say this machine gun, just set that on the seat like that, something like that. I'm not too sure. Any ideas, lads? Would be great. Now, I'm not gonna bother about with the figures, because one, I'm not very good with figures, and two, they're a bit rough. These kits are out in the 70s, so not what we're used to, I suppose. But that's a sort of idea, or I don't know. What do you guys think? Maybe around the other way, maybe something like that. Um, put the big one there in the tracks like that. I'm just thinking I should have done better with those tracks, but hey ho. Um, Maybe I don't know, something like that. Perhaps that doesn't look too bad, sure doesn't. And then you can sort of the jerry cans sitting out, that they're in camp type of thing. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, guys, I'll let you go, and I'll get back to you soon. Cheers. Okay, guys. So here's a quick wee video on the final reveal. You can see three Jeeps. I thought it was a bit crowded, but I think it's worked out okay. So just scattered a few accessories around just to save it. They're in camp, and I hope you enjoyed it. And here comes a few pictures.